The Sunday rice. The sun had only just begun to stretch its warm fingers across the sky when Mama Nena lifted the heavy iron pot onto the tripod stand outside. The smell of firewood, sharp, warm, familiar, rose into the still air. It was Sunday in Umuahia, 1959, a day when the village seemed to breathe a little easier, when voices softened and footsteps slowed. And for the children, it meant one thing. Rice. Not the plain everyday rice that would one day flood the markets decades later, but Sunday rice, the kind so special that its promise alone could make a child behave all week. The kind cooked only on days when fathers wore their best wrappers and mothers dusted their powder bowls with care. Small Nena, barefoot and bright-eyed, peeked from behind the doorway of their mud house. Her braided hair bounced as she tried to contain her excitement. "Mama, is it time?" she asked for the third time in 10 minutes. Her mother waved her away with the wooden spoon but couldn't hide her smile. "Go and sweep the compound. When the smell reaches the gate, you know it is time." But the truth was that the smell had already begun its slow dance across the compound. It drifted through the hibiscus bushes, curled around the clay water pot, and wrapped itself lovingly around every hungry child in the neighborhood. By mid-morning, the sound of laughter trickled into their compound. One child came first, then 2, then 5. By the time the broth started bubbling, a small army of children sat on the ground like chicks waiting for grain. There was Uche, the boy who could outrun any goat in the village. Ada, the girl whose gap-toothed smile could melt even the hardest elder. Okachukwu, the stubborn one who always asked for second round before the first plate arrived. And Tiny Ifoni, who still mixed Igbo and English in funny ways and called rice lice. Every Sunday, without fail, they appeared. Not by invitation, but by divine instinct, drawn by the fragrance that needed no talking drum to announce itself. Nena knew the rule: if rice was cooking in your mother's pot, you shared it with the children who came to play. It was not written, but it was truth. "Sit well, all of you," Mama called out, pretending to be stern. "We are sitting," they chorused, though half of them were leaning on each other like overripe plantains. In the distance, the church bell rang. A slow, metallic tone that floated lazily across the morning. Dong! 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 It told the adults it was time to prepare for service. But to the children, it told them something else. The rice is almost ready. When Mama finally lifted the lid, a cloud of fragrant steam rushed out like a blessing. The children gasped as if witnessing a miracle. White rice. Golden stew with floating islands of soft tomatoes. Pieces of goat meat cooked until they nearly fell apart. And that aroma, rich, savory, almost sweet, like a song you could taste. She served them on enamel plates, blue-rimmed, chipped at the edges, but shining with Sunday pride. The children held them carefully, as though the plates were sacred artifacts. Nena got the first plate, as was custom in her home. But all the children began eating at the same time, because Sunday rice was not to be envied, only enjoyed. They ate with speed only children could manage. Racing. Laughing. Swallowing. Breathing between mouthfuls only when absolutely necessary. Rice grains stuck to cheeks. Stew stained lips the color of ripe plum fruit. And the air filled with satisfied sighs. "Huh! Today's rice is sweeter than last week's," Uche declared. "No," Ada protested, "last week's had bigger meat." "You don't know anything," Okachukwu argued, "today's stew entered my soul." Everyone burst into laughter. Mama watched them with the soft smile of a woman who understood something timeless. That children's joy, when fed properly, was a prayer in itself. When the plates were empty and the sun grew bold in the sky, the children lay on their backs on the warm earth. Full-bellied. Peaceful. Dreamy. A quiet breeze passed, carrying faint hints of palm wine, distant hymns from the church, and the lingering perfume of stew. Life was simple. Food was sacred. And Sunday rice was a festival. Nena closed her eyes and whispered, "Mama, when I grow up, I will cook Sunday rice for all the children too." Her mother chuckled and stroked her hair. "You will, my daughter." And may they laugh like this. And may their plates never be empty. Years later, when Nena would grow tall and wise and raise children of her own, she would still remember the taste of 1959. The firewood smoke. The laughter. The chipped enamel plates. The joy that came not from plenty, but from sharing the little they had. And every Sunday, she would cook rice. Not because she had to, but because childhood joy should never be forgotten. And some memories deserve to be served warm.